Okay, so we're ready for the next step. Once you have your person removed from the background, we're going to isolate some values. If you remember from our last project, values are the lightness or darkness of an object, and they kind of work on a spectrum or a scale. So we are going to first start with our shadows. If you come up to select and down to color range. We did this before. Last time we were doing it, we were sampling colors. So yours might look like this. It'll say sampled colors. We would come out here and use the eyedropper. We're not going to do that this time. We are going to click that drop down and choose shadows, and then click OK. So right now, all of my shadows in this portrait are selected. I'm going to make a new layer with the little icon at the bottom next to the trash. So I'm going to hit Alt and Delete, which is new. We haven't done this before. It is going to fill your selection with whatever your foreground color is set at. So if it was set at pink, it's going to fill it pink. For our purposes, we need it to be black. So if you filled it with a different color, that's okay. Just step backwards, make this selection again, and reset this to black, and then fill it with black. So best practice, let's rename our layer shadows so we don't get confused as we move through this. And then go back to, we'll Control D, deselect that. You'll see your shadows is now like a super high contrasty image. Go turn your original back on and make this the active layer. If it is messing you up, you can turn the shadows off. Just make sure that your original is your active layer, because this time we're going to go up to select and color range again, but we're going to pick midtones, which is right above shadows. Click OK. So now you've selected everything that's kind of in that middle range. You need to make a new layer again and hit Alt Delete to fill those midtones with black. I'm going to get rid of my marching ants. I'm going to make sure that I rename that layer midtones. So now if I have them all turned on, you can see it's looking pretty dark and dramatic. Eventually we're going to get rid of this layer altogether once we get the text in there. So don't be concerned about it looking a little odd. You're perfectly on track if it does. Your next step is to have your text, which you can do a Google search and find something significant that they said. You picked this person for a reason. Something they wrote, something they said, lyrics to a song that are significant to them and to you. So when you are choosing this, make sure you are mindful of the content and that it's school appropriate language. And then you can move on to the next video, which shows you how to change those values into text.